simple steps with you, and we're going to show you how to actually run the robot once you're all set. So let's go ahead and get into it right now. Or requires Windows. Some brokers will allow Macs. You'll have to check with your independent broker, but for the most part, you're going to need a Windows computer. It will not actually run. You can't run an Expert Advisor on a phone. As far as the Metatrader app goes, it won't let you run Expert Advisors within a phone, but you need a Windows computer instead. So if you have a Windows computer, then you're all set for step number one. Second thing, we're going to need to identify where our file is. I've got my file here. This is my sample robot. This is a robot that I actually created, the Grandmaster EA. By the way, that video will be right up here. You can click that if you are interested in getting that robot. That's one that I created, spent quite a bit of time making. So we've got our robot identified. What's next? Well, what we're going to need to do next is we're going to need to drag that file into Metatrader 4 so that Metatrader 4 can work with it. A lot of times people will try and double click this file. That's not going to do anything for you. You don't want to do that. You need to drag this file into this location. Follow me here. File, we're going to go Open Data Folder. We're going to go to MQL4, Experts, and this is where we're going to want to drop the file. So if I go back to where my folder here is, you can see I've got Grandmaster EA NP.ex4. This is what the file should look like. You should have either an MQL4 file or an EX4 file. You just simply drag this over, and there you go. Your file is here. And what you can do is now we can come back here to the navigator section. You can see we don't see our robots here in the Expert Advisors panel. That's where we want to see it. Let's right click and we'll click refresh. And you can see now our file is there. Now we've got our Grandmaster EA loaded onto the chart. As simple as that, guys. Really nothing to it. Now what I can do next is to run this robot. All I need to do, drag this over. You can see it pops up with some options. I can go over to the Inputs tab and play around with settings if I would like to. So again, I can play around with the tabs, I can play around with the inputs here and work out however I would like to do that. The next thing I want to do is just click OK, and that robot will actually be up and running. You can see we get a little notification that we're up and going, and now this robot is active here on the charts. So if I want to remove, all I have to do is go to right click, click Expert Advisors, click Remove, and you can see now the robot is actually off. It's not running anymore, and we're all set.